Aryna Sabalenka was not prepared for this. After weeks of amazing tennis, moments that will never be forgotten. After a historic Wimbledon run that captivated millions, Eala's incredible journey ultimately came to an end in opposition to Jasmine Paolini. Even though her tournament was over according to the scoreboard, few could have predicted that her Wimbledon experience's greatest surprise was still to come. Right around the corner, Eala had poise as she left center court. Calm, pleased with all that she had achieved, although the loss put an end to her hopes of winning the Wimbledon trophy. Additionally, it signaled the start of an unexpected event that would spark conversation among fans worldwide. Long after the last point was played, even though Eala was disappointed by her loss, she had already created history, being one of the first Filipinas to make such an impact at Wimbledon, gaining the respect of tennis admirers worldwide. Her bold play style, poise under duress, crusher, and modest demeanor changed. She became one of the biggest breakout sensations in the championship. Backstage, Catherine, Princess of Wales, was waiting, who had kept a close eye on Eala's incredible trip during the competition. Their discussion started with, the princess sent the young tennis player her greetings, praising her for motivating a new generation of athletes and for representing the Philippines with poise, honor, and tenacity. Then, when the sincere conversation appeared to be coming to a close, the discussion took a surprising turn. This tale claims that, after grinning, Catherine gave Eala a message that left her dumbfounded. This tale claims that. Then, with a smile, Catherine replied, His Majesty King Charles would be happy to welcome you to Buckingham Palace following your Wimbledon campaign. Eala was momentarily unable to react. She just stood there in startled silence, questioning whether she had heard accurately. The king himself sent out an invitation to Buckingham Palace, more like to a dream than the actual world. According to reports, Catherine assured her that the invitation represented the respect the royal family had grown to have after witnessing her outstanding achievements throughout the competition. Eala's Wimbledon career had come to an end on the court when she faced Jasmine Paolini, but, according to this narrative, a remarkable new chapter was just getting started. As soon as the purported invitation disseminated, it soon attracted a lot of public interest and became a hot issue of discussion in both the Philippines and Britain. In relation to the surprising development, this account claims that social media rapidly filled with enthusiasm as Filipino supporters rejoiced over what they perceived as acknowledgement of not just Eala's outstanding accomplishments as well as their country's expanding global footprint. Additionally, reports stated that even the speed at which Eala had grown to become one of Wimbledon's largest international teams shocked Aryna Sabalenka. Tales. Grand Slam winners typically make headlines in tennis, but this instance served as a reminder that titles and trophies are not always the main focus of the sport. The narrative continues by describing Eala's arrival in Buckingham. A few days later, she was reportedly greeted warmly by members of the royal household at the palace and escorted through the ancient grounds with outstanding civility. It was claimed that every element was thoughtfully planned to make the young tennis player truly feels at home. She was led into one of the exquisite reception rooms within the palace, where the walls were hung with exquisite portraits of kings, statesmen, and notable guests, establishing a setting full with customs and history. This story claims that one of the long-standing customs that represents royal hospitality was closely monitored during Eala's stay. Honored visitors are frequently personally escorted rather than merely guided through the palace's significant reception areas. Employees, an act meant to show respect and make guests feel truly at home. In the narrative, Eala is given the same considerate treatment when she was led through the historic area by royal staff, sharing Buckingham Palace's rich history and customs. After that, she was asked to partake in a customary afternoon tea made particularly for the event, where premium teas, finger sandwiches, and delicate pastries were served while employees at the palace told tales about the royal residence's past and Britain's long-lasting relationship with world sports. According to the narrative, King Charles entered the room shortly after, establishing a formal yet hospitable atmosphere right away. This tale claims that King Charles decided to talk about much more than only tennis. According to reports, he praised Eala for motivating millions of youth in Southeast Asia, informing her that genuine excellence is determined by more than just titles but, furthermore, via morality, tenacity, and the capacity to inspire hope in others. It is reported that Eala expressed gratitude to the king for the remarkable award, acknowledging that she never thought a tennis competition would win. She ended up in Buckingham Palace that day. According to reports, the monarch grinned and clarified that outstanding sportsmen frequently, long before they are aware of it, serve as ambassadors for their nations. As the discussion went on, it covered topics like education, youth development, and cross-cultural interaction in addition to the sport itself, and the significance of inspiring youth to follow their aspirations no matter where they originate from. Many observers initially thought the offer was merely a gesture, according to this report, of civility, but several observers quickly speculated that it had a deeper significance. By then, with millions of admirers, Eala has emerged as one of the most well-known athletes in the Philippines. Every time she played, her matches and television viewership apparently increased. The Buckingham Palace invitation was generally seen by those observers as a move that went beyond paying tribute to a particular sportsman, signifying sympathy for the Filipino people who had fervently backed their growing hero throughout. Wimbledon was seen by some as a celebration of the growing cultural links between the Philippines and Britain. The story also details the thousands of Filipino fans that traveled to London for the competition, with flights from Manila allegedly filling up, hotels welcoming guests dressed to experience history firsthand. With Philippine hues, and the lively presence of Filipino supporters contributed to the remarkable ambience around Eala's amazing Wimbledon experience. This narrative claims that eateries close to Wimbledon observed an increase in patronage of Filipino families getting together to celebrate each triumph by Alex or Eala, while local companies allegedly profited from the rise of tourists. The inflow of foreign supporters gave London's lively environment as fans from all over the world gathered to see Eala's incredible run. Additionally, the narrative implies that palace advisors were aware of how her popularity affected the tournament's worldwide reach. Numerous people who had never seen her bouts before were reportedly drawn to them. Wimbledon, with apparently rising online engagement, television viewership, and foreign media attention, thorough coverage of her performances. The royal household recognized value in this account of events. In commemorating Eala, an athlete who had inspired such a great deal of enthusiasm and kindness, the act was seen as honoring both her accomplishments and her millions of supporters, who, thanks to her inspirational adventure, had traveled, watched, cheered, and learned about Wimbledon. As per this account, the royal family gave a unique presentation to cap off the unforgettable meeting. According to reports, Eala was awarded an exquisitely created memento, characterized as a representation of the enduring friendship and reciprocal respect that international sport may build. It was reported that the gesture acknowledged not just her outstanding performances at Wimbledon, but also the motivation she had given to the millions of followers of her outstanding travels during the championship. Eala apparently received an invitation before departing Buckingham Palace to sign the official palace guest book, expressing her sincere appreciation for the cordial welcome, and thought back on what she called a memorable encounter. As to the narrative, those in attendance were moved by her candor and humility, which had already won her the respect of tennis enthusiasts. All throughout the world, as Eala emerged from the ancient palace, a cheering audience had apparently gathered behind the gates in the hopes of catching a sight of the teenage tennis star whose incredible Wimbledon campaign has drawn notice from around the world. Supporters carried handmade banners, waved Philippine flags. I eagerly anticipated her arrival. When she eventually came out, she paused to acknowledge the throng, grinned genuinely, and gave a sincere wave of gratitude. The poignant incident was instantly captured by cameras, and within minutes, the pictures and video clips quickly became popular on news websites, social media platforms, and television broadcasts. The entire world. This narrative claims that straightforward gesture became into one of her most recognizable traits. Wimbledon voyage, signifying the strong bond she had developed with supporters in the Philippines and Britain. The narrative continues by describing how the moment reverberated much beyond the palace walls. In the Philippines, families gathered around cell phones and televisions to follow the coverage and celebrate their beliefs. Was a remarkable honor given to one of the best athletes in their country. Kids watched with awe. seeing the reception of a young athlete from their own nation at one of the most famous royal homes in the world. According to reports, parents took advantage of the occasion to encourage their kids that perseverance, discipline, humility, and unrelenting commitment can lead to opportunities that previously seemed unattainable. Schools. Eala's accomplishments were reportedly celebrated by local communities and sports teams as an illustration of what perseverance and diligence can achieve. This version of events states that the visit to Buckingham Palace became much more than just a meeting with the royal family. It served as a potent illustration of how athletics can, to inspire future generations, bring people from other cultures together, and create enduring friendships. Far away from the tennis court. Even though Eala's Wimbledon campaign was over before she could raise the trophy, this narrative presents her path as leaving a lasting legacy that is characterized by more than just her accomplishments.